Hello friends, thank you for joining me. I'm gonna do another project today with DecoArt Premium Colors. DecoArt Premium Colors. And I'm gonna treat this video like if it was the first one, even though I am repeating things from other videos in case you're not watching the other videos. Okay, so this is a 10 by 10 inches canvas. I stretch it. I apply liquidized gesso, and then I lightly sand it with the 400 grit sanding paper. Going to remove that from here. I'm gonna work on a clean surface. Okay. So the colors that we are going to use are DecoArt Americana Premium, and I'm going to make a close-up for you. Okay, and I'm going to name you the colors. We are going to use titanium white. I'm going to try to see if I can take any titanium white from there because it's my last one. Hansa Yellow Medium, Cadmium Orange Hue, Vermillion Hue, and Cadmium Red Hue. I did a red one before and it was completely red. So I'm going to try to use a very tiny amount of red in this color. So I'm going to mix Vermillion Hue plus Cad Red Hue. I am also going to use burnt umber, but it's not in here because my bottle is completely empty, but I'm gonna use a small amount that I have left, oops, not here, from another pour. So this is what I'm gonna use, and this one has no silicone, no. Okay, so I'm gonna use that a small amount of burnt umber that I have left in there, and this one has Cadmium Orange Hue added. It has fresh Ultramarine Blue and Pyrrole Red. So let me bring those colors in here so you can have all the colors in here. Okay, so I found the empty bottle and I'm going to show you. So burnt umber, I added the Ultramarine Blue to make it darker, and to make it warmer I added the Pyrrole Red and the Cadmium Orange Hue. That's what I made for the burnt umber. But then you want to have, on a separate container, you want to have the white, you want to have the yellow, which I'm gonna tint it with the Cadmium Orange Hue because I want to make it more into, this is gonna be an orange composition. And then we're gonna have separated the Vermillion Hue, plus we're gonna make a red orange color with the Cadmium Red Hue and the Vermillion Hue. Let's see. I'm gonna do the colors and bring them to you, and we'll see what we get, okay? So the test of this video is about testing the consistency of the paints. And I'm going to show you this is not the right consistency because it's not flowing consistent. It's like it flows and then it stops. So it needs a tiny bit amount of water. So I'm going to use a dropper for that. Okay, so I'm going to put water in here and test it. It was almost there but not there. Not there yet. So I think this is very important, and this is my theory that I want to test today. If the consistency is what is important to make good cells. So it's not yet, so it needs more water. I'm going to only test one for you, and then the remainders I'm going to do outside of camera. Not yet. That's why it is not a fluid acrylic yet. Let's put more water. These Americana colors are very, they're very thick. They're very thick. So probably that's why they are not this fluid. Now it's perfect. Do you see that? Okay, now it's perfect. So I'm gonna put it on the side. I'm gonna do the other side of camera. Okay, so this is the Hansa yellow medium, and I added a tiny bit of the Cadmium Orange Hue, but I am using the Cadmium Orange Hue separately too. So now I'm gonna add, I have this Owatrol. They changed the name. It used to be called Owatrol Owatrol, and it is called now Easy Flow. And I'm gonna add that. So today, if I can, I'm gonna try to stay on this one, but I don't have too much left. Okay, so I'm gonna put it up to the line that I have inside. And I'm gonna blend. So I'm gonna continue doing this outside of camera, and I will be right back, okay? Ooh, that's a very pretty color. So I wanna make sure it is lighter than this other one, and it is. So we have a yellow that is a tiny bit orange, and then orange. This is gonna be an orange composition. I think this is red enough, so I'm not gonna use any Cadmium Red Hue, so you can scratch that from the paints. I'm gonna put a note that we're not gonna use it. So, whoa. We are going to do now, add the Owatrol in here, and we'll be right back. One more step that we're gonna do in here is we're gonna put some push pins underneath. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take the push pin, and I used to put the large ones. You can put the large one or this one. The large one are a tiny bit harder to put. So that's what you're gonna do. Now, this is something I just learned. I don't know if it's gonna work, but I'm gonna take a tiny bit of lubricant and I'm gonna put it in the cup. Now, the next step is to add the lubricant to the paints. So I'm gonna take one by one the paints and pour them in here. What I need, and put a drop, 1 or 2 drops of silicone. 1, 2. Then do not blend too much. That's enough. So I'm gonna do that with all the paints, and I will be right back. Okay, so let's start this pour. We're gonna put white. I'm gonna put the red orange. I'm gonna put brown. I'm gonna put the yellow. And I see some action already. I'm gonna put orange. Up and turn. Gonna put more white. A lot of action in here. Let's put some brown. Let's put the red. The yellow. The orange. The brown. The white. I don't know if that's enough, so I'm gonna do the colors again. So white, the red, the brown, the yellow, and the orange. I think I have enough in here. Let me finish with the white. And let that stand for a little while in there. And I'm gonna bring the canvas. I'm not sure if I have enough. So what I'm gonna do, let me just finish with the painting here. The red, the brown, the yellow. I may have too much. I don't know yet how this works with the cups. See if I can find a larger canvas, maybe. And when I waste my paints, I'm gonna put a tiny bit of more of the white that doesn't have the silicone. Okay. I think this is a lot of paint, so I'm gonna find a larger canvas and prep a larger canvas and leave this standing for a while in here, okay? Okay, I just want to show you what is happening in here. I'm gonna prep the other canvas and I will be right back. Okay, so I don't know how long it took to prep the canvas, to put the pins. I was not able to fit the stretchers. But anyway, let's see what's gonna happen in here. I'm going to pour it at the top. Gonna let it sit for a few minutes. I'm gonna put it, and then I'm gonna try to, wow, this is cell heaven. So, okay, so you got the recipe now. Has a lot of brown dough, but it is cell heaven. Look at that. Wow, wow, wow. Now, I should bring something to move this. You have to move it slowly, because that's the way to do it. Oops. Let me bring a watercolor paper. I don't know where I put it. I'm gonna leave it there so you can see any action that is forming while I find my watercolor paper. I found it. And I'm gonna use it as a catcher so that I can save some of these. Wow, wow, wow. So many cells. So many cells of all sizes. So let's see. Let's move it this way. And this way. And this way. And you don't need to have you don't really have to have a torch, although I ordered one. I'm gonna put this so that it helps move. Again, I forgot to put my gloves. Again, I'm gonna clean my hands and I will be right back. Okay, so I'm going to use this to add any on the edges. I'm gonna put this in here because I didn't like the color that was created in there. Okay. I think maybe I waited too long because I was preparing the canvas because I had so many tiny cells. So I'm gonna try this experiment again. And this time I'm not gonna wait. I'm gonna use one of the smaller canvas and use the leftover paints. So I hope you like what we did, and join us so that you can see the next one with the same colors. Have a wonderful day. Okay, we're gonna do another pour with the same colors from our previous video. This time, we're not gonna wait too long. So let's see, I'm gonna start with white. But there was already some color in here. White. Let's see, let's put the orange. And the yellow. And the brown. Tiny bit of the red, not too much. More white. more brown. Let's put the orange next to that brown. And I think I have enough. It's a small canvas. Just finish it with some white. And we're not gonna wait. We're gonna pour it. Wow, it's pretty too. So let's start moving it very slowly. Let's bring the catcher. Let's move it this way. Should move it slowly. If you move it too fast, and I was moving it too fast, my understanding is that you cannot move it too fast, and I was moving it too fast. So let's whoa, I should not put my hands in there. Really like this side, but I have to move it. I'm gonna for that section in there, that brown section doesn't have any action. Okay, one more section. There's so many tiny cells. I get a lot of tiny cells. Many tiny cells. Maybe I'm destined for tiny cells. A lot of cell action, but very tiny. Maybe I move it too fast. So So this is it for yellow. I don't want to do anything else. I mean for orange. It's pretty, but it's not what I was expecting. So tiny. The cells are so tiny. I'm really going to do the... I'm gonna try to do that, the torch. I order it, so when it arrives, I start using it, but in the meantime, I'm gonna keep doing it this way. So I'm gonna do another project and reuse these paints and try to add a different color to this combination. so that it is different. Someone would like this. Thank you for joining me.